Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teamwork Design, where we strive to design life from conversation to communication. I am your host, Terry Mera. When I came up with this topic, I chuckled a lot, and at some point, I did relive my past momentarily. One of my friends reached out to me sharing a recent incident that bothered her about a guy she's been dating. I wasn't sure whether she was upset or disappointed. She told me she couldn't understand why he couldn't communicate with her and that he was still dating other women. Apparently, she found out on social media. According to her, they have been dating for a while and everything has been fantastic. She was elaborating on the details of her interactions with him, the nuances, and etc. Then, in the end, she said, "Well, I don't care, whatever." Another friend, while we are having a conversation catching up, led to talking about his boss. He complained about his boss who lacks competency, accountability, and leadership, according to him, making things more complicated with unnecessary drama than solving problems or being productive. Then he goes, "Well, I don't care. I must figure out how to get work done without his involvement in this project." A few days ago, my daughter shared with me the friendship situation with her friends. Apparently, one of her friends displayed emotionally narcissistic behaviors among her friends, including my daughter. So my daughter expressed and shared her frustration and misalignment with her friend, whether to address it, brush it off, and maintain the friendship or disassociate herself. I, as a mother, provide my view on this matter. And whatever she chooses, make sure that she's 100% okay with that decision because some actions might have unexpected results. Well, my daughter claimed she doesn't care. Well, obviously, they all cared enough to talk about it, right? I've heard various scenarios of these stories that we all experienced. One thing I found in common is I don't care. Let's be honest. If you didn't care, you wouldn't talk about it. Let's start there. And since you do care, why not embrace it and communicate? You see, we make countless assumptions throughout the day, and whatever is not aligned with us, disagreement regards to moral value, integrity, or strictly the fact of a matter. There are a few things that we do. I mean, we voluntarily come up with explanations for the other party based on what our past interactions with that person. So we give them a pass. Oh, he's been like this. Oh, she's been like this. Or we complained and claim that we don't care while we care and we are bothered by it. Let me ask, so what if you care? What's wrong with the caring about your emotional, logical struggle or distress caused by others? What's wrong with expressing that issue to yourself and to the person? Oh, the confrontation. Discord resulting from a clash of ideas or opinions. It could be a hostile disagreement face to face, and I hope not. And it could be a bold challenge. Conflict avoidance is people pleasing behavior, typically arising from a deep rooted fear of upsetting others. In other words, asserting your opinion can seem scary or unnerving. We prefer to be seen as the nice person, and may shy away from open and healthy conflict so as not to rock the boat. As my reputation seems straightforward talker or no bullshitter, I do have my share of a conflict avoidance. The three things that I've learned. One is by doing it so, I'm not setting my boundaries. Two, I become one of the enablers. Three, this one was a little tough for me. Mediocrity will prevail. As an Asian woman, I have encountered inappropriate, whether blunt or passive aggressive behaviors and comments. As an immigrant, I didn't quite understand the culture in the beginning, so I have not paid much attention as a teenager and as a young adult. And I pretended as if I didn't hear them, or I avoided the conflicts as best as I knew how. And often I wonder if I was one of the enablers. And sometimes I lose sleep at night because of it. Well, how about we stop saying, I don't care, especially when you do care. I mean, don't get me wrong, I caught myself doing the same. Well, now, if I do care, I acknowledge it first. And I evaluate why I was bothered by it and assess the matter whether it's worth to communicate or not. If it is, then I will communicate with that person. Not necessarily in a confrontational way, but to express how I feel or what are my perspectives are. If I don't find it worth of my time or energy, I'll keep it moving. One thing though, once I decided to move on, then I will not complaining. This is pact that I made with myself, whether to solve it or to move on, no complaining. Because if I keep bringing it up and saying I don't care, one, I'm literally lying to myself, and two, I keep victimizing myself. Well, the reason I encourage you to find a way to communicate that you care, it's not only important for you to acknowledge your emotions, your conflicts. Also, it's important to the other party to know and have a better understanding about your boundaries and you and themselves. I'm not saying that everybody will react as you expected, though. You never know. If you are in doubt as to whether there is anything you have been unwilling to confront, make a list of all the things, conversations, people, actions that you have been avoiding. I know it's just one phrase, but let's stop saying I don't care and start embracing by saying I do care and address matters in productive and honest way. I think with this attitude we can solve many misunderstandings. However, please consider this though. Is this person worthwhile for your energy and time? Because sometimes disassociation is a strength. Doesn't mean you don't care. I mean, you do care. That is why you made a decision. Whether to confront it or not, how about start embracing and acknowledging that we care? Give it a try. Start saying that you do care and see where it takes you. Thank you for tuning in. This is your host, Terry Mera.